Hey everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of New York City, Season 10, Episode 9, Dazed and Confused. I know I say this a lot, but this episode was so good. So good. Here's my problem. I don't know how I am going to pare this video down to like 20 minutes. I am going to do my best, but I don't want to miss a moment. The throwaway scenes for New York City are scenes that would be drawn out and highlighted in any other franchise. That is how epic this particular episode is. All right. Let's just get started. We pick up from the to be continued of last week, which is after the murder mystery, that successful murder mystery party. Oh my God, you guys. Look at my comments from my last video. Rhett the butler commented on my video. I swear to God. I got this comment and he said, I enjoyed your recap. And then he said something like, we would be happy to work for those people again, or something like that, because I alluded to the fact that these poor guys earned their money with this group of crazy women and that they were like never come back. So of course I am frantically racking my brain to figure out if I said something snarky about these guys, but I didn't. But yeah, so somebody who was in the episode actually commented on my video. That was pretty exciting. Oh my God, I've got to get to this episode. So Bethany and Carol are still arguing, right? And you know how I said last week, I'm on Team Carol for now? There's a reason I said for now. Because Carol screwed up in my eyes. I'll get to that, but they're getting into the part where it's like, you didn't tell me you talked to Adam, right? And Bethany, I think, is smart enough to know that she's sort of losing this verbal argument. So she gets up, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. And then she makes a big deal about how she can't get a word in edgewise. Carol, just let me talk. And she's all like bogged down in the minutia. And I think it's because she knows she's losing the argument, so she keeps prolonging the inevitable, where she looks like an idiot, and she just has to keep going after Carol for interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. And honestly, Carol needs to stop interrupting her. I wish Carol would have just like calmed down. You know you're in the right here. You don't have to keep interjecting your little comments. To be fair, I think both of them were really upset. I have probably said this before, but my theory is that this is different for Bethany, and it's probably different for Carol. In any other argument they've ever gotten into with some of these other ladies, it didn't matter so much because they don't really care that much about the other women. I'm sorry to say it. They aren't real friends, I don't think, in real life. They're co-workers, basically. But it's different for Bethany and Carol. I think they actually are genuine friends. And so this argument, it hurts. That's the difference. They're both hurt. Anyway, they get to the part where Bethany had called Adam an operator. And Bethany said, look, I said that, and I knew I went too far, and I apologize for that. And Carol's nodding like, yes, you did, and we got past that, and I'm not mad about that. And then Luann feels the need to interject. I don't care about Adam at all. And Carol goes, Luann, nobody cares what you think. Oh, really? Where did you meet him? My kitchen. Because of my niece. He's an operator. He always has been. So Luann now turns to Sonia to have a little side conversation about Adam. And she says, he lived with my niece for 6 months on our couch. Wait, on our couch, did she say? So your niece was living with you, and then Adam was living with you, basically, on your couch for 6 months? Really? Okay, and this is why I'm Team Bethany here, because Carol makes a grave error. She says to Bethany, I mean, yeah, we were both busy over the summer. You were doing your thing with Puerto Rico. I was in California consoling a friend who had lost her husband. We were both busy. I get it. That's fine. But you never even congratulated me on my half marathon. Oh my God, Carol, you got to get over the marathon thing. It's an amazing feat. Don't get me wrong. But you got to talk about something else. And now you want all this praise for the half marathon. Again, more than I could do. But girl, let it go. But that's not even the thing that is upsetting to me. She says that, and then she said, you don't even congratulate me. All you do is say Luann is a loser. Okay, Carol. You know, had me lost me, because I don't like that. You weren't losing the argument, Carol. You didn't have to go low like that. All you were doing by saying that out loud was trying to embarrass Bethany and, you know, throw a dig at Luann, who you're a little pissed off at right now. But this was priceless. Luann, as I said, was having this little side conversation with Sonia, and she kind of hears that, but she goes, excuse me? What did she say about me? And then Ramona said, she called you a loser. And you could tell she is like trying not to laugh. Luann says to Bethany, why would you call me a loser? And Bethany goes, I don't know. I don't even know if I did. I'm not sure I did. I might have. I don't even know if I did. And Luann, a loser? Really? Well, if I'm a loser, then the whole world sucks. Okay. Of course, because in Luann's brain, that doesn't compute. She can't, that makes no sense. Why would somebody call me a loser? I'm so wonderful. And then to the confession cam, Luann goes, if I'm a loser, I mean, right? Do I look like a loser to you? No, you do not. You are a winner. Let me just say this. Your job is secure, girl. So then Bethany gets really upset. She doesn't quite cry, but she's getting teary. And Carol's like, what? And she goes, I can't do this anymore. And Carol goes, oh, so now you're the victim? I mean, come on. And I know, listen, a lot of you guys are very, very hard on Bethany. And I understand it. Believe me, I understand why she frustrates you so much. She has been angry and bitter and mean for a few seasons now. So believe me, I get it. But this, first of all, it was wrong of Carol to sort of betray a confidence like that. And Bethany even says, you know, you crossed a line here because now I'm never going to trust you. And while I may have expected some of these other women to tell other people things I say in confidence, I never expected it from you. And that's the key. Bethany really does care about Carol. And Carol is probably one of the only people that can truly hurt Bethany. And I think she's really hurt. I'm not saying she's right about this. I'm not. But I am saying she's hurt. So Bethany kind of gets up again. And she's like, well, you know, to say something like that, to tell her that I said that, what are you, 7 to bring that kind of stuff up? I don't expect that from you. And then she says to Luann, I don't know if I called you a loser or not. I mean, I probably did. I've often thought it, but I don't know if I actually said it or not. Luann's just sitting there listening to it all. It's so funny. And then Luann gets this burst of, hey, and she stands up and she like gets in Bethany's face and she goes, do you really think I care what you think about me? And Bethany's like looking up at her and she goes, I hope not. And she kind of starts laughing. And then she said, do you care that you have lipstick on your face? And she goes, well, yes, I do. And she wipes it off of her. And she goes, and you care what I think about you. And I care what you think of me. And then Luann goes, well, all right, you've got me. I do care. Gosh darn it, I can't lie. I do care what you think of me, Bethany. Anyway, the argument kind of fizzles out and people start leaving the dining room. And you can see the immediate teams forming, right? Carol goes into one room, Bethany stays in the dining room. And it's Tinsley and Ramona at Carol's side and Luann and Sonia on Bethany's side. Dorinda, I'm not sure. Dorinda's kind of floating between the two. You know, Dorinda just wants to make it nice. I just want to make it nice for everybody. So stop fighting. Even though Dorinda's the one that started the whole thing. I think that Bethany and Carol would have been fine having this conversation privately. So in a continued effort to make it nice, Dorinda brings out her own birthday cake and starts singing happy birthday to herself with all these candles. It's a big cake that looks like it's sagging maybe a little bit in the middle while she's holding it. I don't know. I'm sort of afraid it's going to collapse. And it's got lit candles all the way around in a circle. Okay. If this were a scripted series, and in the script it said, put your face in a cake filled with lit candles, the actress would say, are you crazy? Or they would get a stunt double that had like Vaseline all over their face or something, right? Not my girl Dorinda. Dorinda smashes her face into a cake filled with lit candles. You guys, this is why they're the best. Can I say any more about it? I'm going to try and do this recap justice. For those of you who can watch the real episode, you have to go do that. And for those of you who can't, I am going to try desperately to get every highlight in my recap here, because it is just one gem like that after another. It gets a huge laugh and people gasping. I guess she blew them out then. But because it got a laugh, she does it again. And then she does it again. She's like you know how like a little kid does something that makes you laugh and then they do it like 100 times. They repeat it over and over and over again because, hey, if it got a laugh the first time, it'll get a laugh the 20th time, you know? And you're like, okay, you can stop now, sweetie. That's how I felt about Dorinda. Okay, it was funny the first time, but you can stop now, sweetie. She's just trying to make it nice. Then in Dorinda's confessional, she says, yeah, I didn't really think about the fact that the candles were still on. Still on. Not lit. Still on. All right, I don't know how much the women have had to drink so far, but now Ramona goes in for like this very deep French kiss on Dorinda's mouth here to lick the cake off, I guess. But like her tongue was all over, and I'm just going to say it. Things were getting uncomfortable for me. That's before I knew what was still to come. Next, we see Dorinda upstairs with Bethany, and Bethany's putting on her elf suit. And she's totally naked except for a thong. And she's like trying to get into her elf suit, and Dorinda is also trying to put it on. And then Bethany pulls out the Santa suit, and Dorinda's like, you know, I'm Santa. I own Santa. So I'm not sure what happened there, but Bethany then puts on the elf suit, and Dorinda is in a very form-fitting Santa suit with plenty of camel toe. Next, we see Carol and Dorinda talking in Carol's room, and then Bethany kind of walks in, and she's like, what's going on? Everybody's talking all the time. And they're like, it's fine, Bethany. People can talk. So Dorinda says, I'm going to go. You two talk. So Bethany goes in there, and they're sitting on the bed, and Bethany and Carol are calm, but trying to like talk this thing out. Bethany is basically telling Carol that she's changed. I don't know. I just think like, you're different. You're different. Like, you're just so into like your hair now and makeup and Tinsley and taking selfies and everything. Of course, Carol is offended by that, but the little nugget of truth that was buried in all those other little things was Tinsley. None of the rest of that matters. Bethany doesn't care that Carol got a new haircut, or she's changed her makeup or clothes, or that she's taken pictures of herself. She cares about this developing friendship that she has with Tinsley. Listen, this is just my take. Carol has gotten a little closer to Tinsley over the summer, probably because they were doing couples things together. They were traveling together with Scott and Adam, and they get along. But I don't think it's any big shun against Bethany. Bethany is busy doing her own thing, and she's helping out in Puerto Rico, and she's doing a lot of philanthropic stuff. But listen, I realize that I don't know Bethany's whole life. I think she feels like she's losing a friend, and it kind of hurts. Okay, now we get one of those things where they cut back and forth between two scenes. It is beyond genius, but we've got this serious conversation between Carol and Bethany happening upstairs. Meanwhile, downstairs, girls gone wild. So, you know the saying, pictures or it didn't happen? Oh, it happened. And here's the pictures. You're welcome. Dorinda has Tinsley bent back over a chair, and I don't know what she's doing to her. Cut back to Bethany and Carol. Serious conversation. Cut back to downstairs. Luann is riding Sonia like a bull in a country bar. Back to Bethany and Carol, just about crying. And back downstairs where all the ladies are having some sort of an orgy on the floor. It is just genius. Again, the ladies are bringing their all to this, and I couldn't be happier. Okay, now it's the next morning, and we are in Luann and Sonia's room. And for some reason, the two of them wound up in the same bed. Luann's just waking up, and she's all froggy, like more than usual. And she's going, water, water. And when she says that, Bethany, who was in the other bed, jerks awake. And then Bethany kind of realizes where she's at, and she's like, oh my God, why am I in here? So anyway, the women are getting ready to go that morning. They're all heading back home. And Carol's sitting on the stairs. She's like on the phone. I don't know if she's calling her Uber or whatever. And Bethany walks by and she tells her, I love you. See you next week. And they kiss and hug. So I think they're trying to make it better. Last night when they were having the talk upstairs, they did sort of agree that they cared about each other. They wanted to get the friendship back. So I guess they're going to try. Although, you know, in real life, we know that doesn't go so well. But anyway, at this point, it seems like they're going to try. Now we just see everybody getting picked up by their drivers and stuff. Bethany is standing there with her suitcase at the door, and she's yelling for Kevin, her driver. And to me, this was a very cringy moment. She yells, oh, what? You're not going to help me with my suitcases now? Because you got your Christmas bonus? Now you don't help with the luggage? I hate when she does stuff like that. We know you're rich, and you're probably very generous to your employees. Do you have to tell I don't know. It bugs me. The way she talks about money bugs me. To cut her some slack, I think it's because she didn't always have money and she built this on her own, and maybe she is literally still getting used to the fact that she's a billionaire or whatever she is. But like, you got to stop talking about it, you know? Oh my gosh, and this is funny. Sonia then has her phone with the pictures of the room. She is showing Dorinda the damages that were previously done to the room before she got there. Okay, so do you see this like sculpture piece? Those two pieces were chipped off before we got there. And do you see this little nick on the wall? That was there before we got there. And Dorinda's like, it's fine, okay? It just cracked me up. Next, we are back in New York City, and it is Sonia's townhouse, and she's having a contractor come over, and this guy's name is Leo, and he's the one who's going to be doing the work on her townhouse to get it ready so that she can put it up for rent. She's kind of walking him and his assistant through the house, showing him what needs to be done, and this is just so Sonia, she has to tell him, oh, and also I had sex on the sink in the staff's bathroom downstairs, so it came off the wall. So if you could just put it back on, that'd be great. Oh my God, and this guy's face, his assistant is trying not to laugh, but this guy is just trying to be incredibly professional. Like, you did not have to tell him how it came off. Leo's like, okay, great. Next, it is Bethany's annual Christmas party.